Good morning. Welcome back to the broadcast, Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Friday, October 8th, 2021. And our top story today, could supply chain challenges impact your holiday shopping? Well, joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Carl Sullivan is the North American Managing Editor for Flipboard. Carl, welcome to the program. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
It's great to talk to you. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of what we're talking about, introduce our audience to what Flipboard or who Flipboard is.
Yeah, so for your viewers who aren't aware, Flipboard is a content app where you can follow topics that you're interested in and get the latest news and information from sources around the globe. So if you're interested in personal finance, you can sign up, follow that topic, and get the latest news from everyone from the Wall Street Journal to Bloomberg to MarketWatch, all the great content that's out there, all consolidated in one place on your app.
Yep. All you got to know how to do is this.
Flip.
Right?
Yes, exactly. That's
you
the
just
name,
got to flip.
Flipboard.
There you go. And I'm a big user of Flipboard. Carl, let's talk about these supply chain issues, and it's going to impact, it looks like it could impact holiday shopping. But first, what's the genesis? How do we get to this place? What's the issue here?
Yeah, so on Flipboard, we've seen a lot of interest in that topic this week. And, there are a lot of factors that have kind of leading up to this. I mean, one of the big things is the supply chain. So COVID has impacted factories around the globe. It's led to labor shortages. It's led to ports in various places closing down because workers are out sick, or they've had to close down because of local, health regulations. So all of this is kind of, coalesced into a kind of a perfect storm, if you will, of problems with inventory, getting things manufactured, and then getting them shipped to where they need to be. And then, of course, the final step, of course, is the delivery to your front door. And as we know, there's going to be tremendous pressure this holiday season for carriers like UPS and FedEx to get all these packages delivered in time for the holidays.
And this really impacts goods. I mean, we were talking several months ago, maybe not you and I, but in general, talking about this, cars, computers, even appliances. So if you're moving into a new home or doing some type of refurbishing to your house, a lot of these devices now have, even a appliance has chips, semiconductors that use there. But it's not just that, it's also wood and materials used to do construction. So this is really far-reaching.
Yeah, it really is. And the computer chip problem really has not yet been resolved. I mean, it was very easy for all of these semiconductor companies to kind of close down their factories last March and April and May when the pandemic first came along. Very easy to shut them down, but a lot harder to kind of restart them and get them back up to scale. And then, of course, they had all those missing months of demand that they're trying to catch up with, and nobody's really caught up yet. So this continues to be a huge problem, and probably will be into the next year, according to the reporting that we're seeing. And as you mentioned, it's not just computer chips. I was just reading an article from NBC on Flipboard about how the paper supply has been greatly affected. A lot of paper lumber mills have been affected by COVID. They've lost workers. They've had to shut down. So just getting things like greeting cards, gift wrap, the paper goods, getting those to the stores is a big problem.
Yeah, and I'm a horrible gift wrapper, so I waste a lot more paper probably than I use, so that's probably going to drive up prices too. Carl, in looking at some of the articles that you on the Flipboard platform, the cost of shipping a container has gone from Asia from $2,000 to $20,000, tenfold. And we've seen inflation in this country. We're not really talking about economics, but this is economic. We've seen food price inflation. We've seen cost of good inflation, gasoline inflation, you name it, the prices are going up.
Yeah, definitely. And that shipping container issue is a big problem. I was just reading another article on Flipboard from Bloomberg about the toy industry. And so actually a lot of the toy manufacturers, they've kind of corrected their problems with manufacturing. So they've made the toys, they've made the Tinker toys, whatever the hot items are this year, but they're all sitting in China because they can't get the shipping containers. There's a shortage, as you mentioned, and that's driven the prices up. and then they can't get the ships to get the goods from China to the US or Europe. So yeah, it's a big problem.
And then lastly, in terms of the actual shipping, we mentioned the shipping containers. There's like 60 ships parked off the California coast trying to make deliveries. But also, we received news that USPS, the U.S. Postal Service, said, hey, guys and gals out there, people out there, if you're expecting something, hey, you need to reset your expectations. I would imagine this is the same for our friends at FedEx, UPS, some of the DHL, all the other carriers that I did not name, not on purpose, not excluding anyone, just things that came to mind. So this is really about, and we'll talk about this in the second segment, this all really boils down to, hey, you need to plan if you're going to get some gifts and things to people this week, not this week, but this year. Yeah,
I mean, that's a great point. And really the time to do your holiday shopping is not now, it's actually yesterday. So you're already behind. So I know we're going to talk some more about that, but yeah, you really need to start thinking about your holiday shopping now.
And before we go to break, companies like Amazon, Target, some of the big box stores, they've actually started their sales and their sales process earlier to kind of meet the expected demand.
Yeah, the whole cycle has kind of moved forward, and everything is happening earlier than it normally would. And so, shoppers who normally would wait till Black Friday, you probably that could be risky this year, waiting that late in the game.
Yeah, Carl, I need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about how you can properly plan to get the gifts to those that you love. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM.
You need a financial plan that fits the way you want to live in retirement. A plan that can help grow and protect your money, now or in the future. With an annuity in your plan to help cover essential expenses, you'll have the freedom to live the retirement you want. This is what an annuity can do. Find the right financial professional to show you how. Learn more at protectedincome.org.
Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-504-8194.
Welcome back. We're talking to Flipboard's Carl Sullivan this morning. Carl, thanks for joining us on the program and staying with us. Always a pleasure having you.
Great to be here, as always.
Yeah, it's great to chat with you about what's really moving the needle on the Flipboard platform and in social media. Let's talk about ways that we as consumers can prepare. There's a lot to unpack here. We talked about the glut in the supply chain, or not glut, the shortage in the supply chain. This has an impact, again, to shopping, consumption. What do we do as consumers to prepare?
Well, a lot of things. Like we mentioned before the break, the very first thing you can do is start thinking about it now and start your preparation now. You know, a lot of us tend to be last minute shoppers. Some of us actually normally would enjoy that kind of rush the week before Christmas, running out to the store, you know, that kind of excitement of last minute shopping. But this really is not a year that will work out for you, probably, particularly if there's a particular gift, a particular item that you're looking for that you think is going to be important for a loved one. You need to start preparing now.
Yeah, is that the Tickle Me Elmo? Is that still hot?
You know, that's a good question. I meant to look up what the hot toys are this year, and
or the Cabbage Patch, or the you know, I mean, I'm dating myself. I got to think that, I mean, there are going to be parents who normally will be clamoring after Thanksgiving. You know, there's Black Friday sales, right? And I don't even know what that's going to look like with COVID. But it's going to be hard to get those kids. You're going to have to set expectations with your children, I think, and loved ones.
Yeah, and you know, there may be actually fewer Black Friday sales than there have been in the past because the retailers just don't have the inventory. So there's less incentive for them to kind of slash prices to get people into the stores, and they know they're going to sell out of particular items anyway. So again, the message there is don't wait till Black Friday, particularly if there's something specific that you're looking for.
Yeah, I feel like anybody watching this right now has Amazon. They've totally tuned watching us. They're listening, but they've got Amazon and some of these stores up right now, and they're doing their shopping. Carl, one other thing, I think a remedy or a potential solution is thinking about small and local businesses. Great opportunity to help those folks out and shop locally.
Yeah, that's right. That is a great idea. Of course, the local stores are hit by the same supply problems and delivery problems as everyone else, but it is a great idea to look locally. And if you can go pick the item up yourself, you eliminate that whole worry about, oh my gosh, is my package going to arrive before Hanukkah or before Christmas? Is it going to get here in time? You know, you don't have to worry about that issue. Another idea that you could try is, you know, look online you can shop locally or shop small even by going online. So sites like Etsy have tons of small retailers that are selling really unique and unusual items that, you know, they will have availability even if kind of these hot items sell out on Amazon or Walmart.
And Carl, the gift card, I mean, it's not really that personal. But I like that because I like giving people the freedom. I don't know what my brother likes. I mean, I know what he generally likes. I don't, you know, but he may have different tastes. That gift card, man, I love that thing. And you just load it up with money, and they let them buy what they want.
Yeah, I know. Like Miss Manners, you know, ages ago said that, you know, money, cash, or a gift card is kind of an insincere gift. But yeah, I'm also kind of thinking differently about that. I know my nephews. You know, they're teenagers now. I don't know exactly what they want. Even if I did know what they want, I might not be able to find it online. So why not just give them the gift card, which is the same as cash, and they can go get what they want.
Yeah, you know, no one has ever accused me of being a disciple of Miss Manners. In fact, my mother would often refer to me as being uncouth. You know, when we look into 2022, let's talk about kind of where things could go. And we're seeing, obviously, a return to some level of normalcy across society. We've talked about that offline, you know, whether it's revisiting restaurants. And is the expectation that eventually this supply chain issue will smooth itself out maybe in early Q1 2022, and we just kind of get over this hump?
You know, that's a good question. And again, I was looking at various articles on Flipboard that are popular this week from Bloomberg and from Wired. A lot of the logistics experts are thinking that it's going to take some time, but probably beyond Q1. There's just such a backlog. And there are also so many unknowns with the pandemic. And, you know, and the US is doing much better in some ways, although there's still a number of really high cases. But, you know, we have to remember that many parts of the world are way behind us on vaccination, and many parts of the world is where we get our goods. It's where things are manufactured. So it's, you know, it's really a global problem. So I think most experts are thinking this supply chain delivery inventory shortage problem is probably going to last at least through the middle part of next year, if not longer. And again, it all depends on what happens with COVID.
Yeah, well, as they say, patience is a virtue. If you don't have patience, it's a skill you should try to learn. Carl Sullivan, always great chatting with you, learning about what is trending on Flipboard. And look, we look forward to having you back again very soon.
Great. And as a final reminder, start your holiday shopping now. Don't wait.
Absolutely. I'm out the door as soon as we're done. Carl, great talking to you. Thanks so much.
Take care.
That wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the information in retirement, markets, technology, personal finance, so much more, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. We're back again tomorrow, this time for BRN Weekly. We'll have a very special guest, and we'll take a look at some of our best segments for the week. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts, but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a Tax Doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
Call 800-224-6439.